Hey, welcome back guys. In this video, we're going to create a box plot. So the question says, create a box plot using Bradley's math grades. So first thing I have to do is put the numbers in order from least to greatest. So I'll start off with 72, which seems to be the minimum value in this data set. And as I put them in order, I'm going to take them out, scratch them out. You don't have to if you don't want to. It just keeps me organized. The next set of numbers, I'm going to start, all of them to start with 80. So we have 80, 82, 87. I'm done with all the 80. Oh, no, I missed. I didn't grab 84, which is why we want to cancel, like scratch them out. It's just a good practice. Obviously, you can make mistakes, which I did, and I corrected it pretty quickly. 95, 98. Okay. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is find the median set of this data. The median is the one in the middle. And that's after you put numbers in least to greatest. You can't just find the number in the middle if they're not in order. So I'm going to switch out my colors. I do a 1-to-1 ratio, meaning I take out one on the left, take out one on the right, and just keep going until I'm left with one in the middle, which gives me my 84. So that is my median. And I'm going to put my first dot at the median. You'll see why in a minute. Now you're going to look to the right of 84. You're not going to include 84. You're only going to look at the 4 numbers to the right, and we're going to look for the median of the numbers to the right, which I just underlined in yellow. So now I'm going to take out the 87, the 90, and then I have 90 and 95. So halfway between that, we'll end up with 92 and a half. So that's my next dot. Now I need the median to the left of 84, but we're not including 84. So you only have these 4 numbers. So now it's 72 comes out, 82. And between 78 and 80 is 79. So if you were like, is there another option? There really is. You could have added 78 plus 80 and divide by 2, and you get 79. The same thing with 90 and 95. Add them both up and divide by 2, you end up with 92 and a half. All right, so I have the median on the left of my first median, and that's actually quartile 1. The first median is sometimes called quartile 2. Well, I don't ever hear anyone say it like that. And then the median to the right of my original median is known as quartile 3. Now, the largest value in this data set was 98, so I'm going to put it to the right. And the smallest value of this data set is 72, so that'll be in the left. So I want to bring back your attention. And if you notice on quartile 1, I wanted to put in a line versus a dot. And the reason I did it is because I knew this is where I was going. My box is going to be around those dots. So this box right here in the middle is actually known as your interquartile range, which means quartile 3 minus quartile 1. And this represents 50% of the data. Okay, so our interquartile range is 92 and a half minus 79. So I'm going to go over here, make my life easier, convert it to a user-friendly decimal. I normally won't do that. I usually just leave the fractions, but it is pretty late for me. So I'm just going to take a little shortcut. Plus, this fraction is not, it's not an ugly fraction. If it was like third or sixes, like something that was going to be repeating, I wouldn't have done it. So 13 and a half is my interquartile range. Now, if you remember, I said the smallest value was 72. That would be with the beginning of my whisker. So box and whiskers is what this is. We call it box plot now, but we used to call it box and whisker. I'm not saying you won't hear it box and whisker again. It just depends. The largest value of this data set was 98. So my whiskers is going to extend all the way to 98. So let's kind of backtrack. The first thing I did is I found my first median. I put my first dot. Then I found the median to the left, and I found the median on the right, not including the original median. And I have the median on the left is the quartile 1, the median on the right is quartile 3, and this here is 50% of the data. So if you notice, if I had to just look at this data, I'd say, hey, he's doing pretty good because most of the grades are coming from 79 to 92. If you wanted to find the range versus interquartile range, remember, range is the largest value minus the smallest value. So it's 98 minus 72. So this is actually the range. Now, the other vocabulary I want to talk about or refresh your memory is mode. And that's the one number that you see the most often. When you go back to the original grades, and I'll erase it so you can see it, nothing repeats. So there is actually no mode, and that's totally okay. If you wanted to figure out the average of the grades, you would add them all up and divide by how many numbers you added. We're not going to do that in this video for time's sake, but I will tell you that whatever that answer is, it's going to be pretty close to 84. Just kind of throw that out there. All right, well, thanks for watching. I hope this helped. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.